Welcome to Smiling Souls. This is Stephanie Keenan Ray and Wendy Tadiucci. How you doing today?
Hey, Steph. Doing well. I'm so excited for like fall and today and beautiful day and Christmas is coming up.
Don't even.
No, but Christmas is like the best time because things are slowing down, winding down. End of the year, you're in reflective mode, which
Mm-hmm.
is why I bring this up because it's the perfect time
Mm-hmm.
to journal, right? And so my self-care sanctuary journal has loads and loads of journaling prompts for you for peace of mind. And it also has for those people that are like, I hate journaling prompts. I got you. Blank pages, right? So that's what's on my mind today. What about you? What do you got going on? What's up?
Yeah, I've been busy launching SheEO with Jen B and her Dare to Be Hive. So we've merged Dare to Be with the Natural Beauties Arts and Ideas Creative Network, because basically we are all about helping women thrive personally and professionally so that they just are happy humans. So we have the creative network and been doing a lot there, and the creative sanctuaries and the creative playhouse, and then we have our networking calls that are, there's a growth mindset and just a traditional call. Got to speak at that recently, so that's exciting. And then we've for the SheEO membership, we've added a couple extra benefits to it. So like there's a Monday motivation call twice a month, and then we're going to be a quarterly mastermind and a quarterly gratitude call as well, in addition to opportunities to speak and share your magnificence with the community. So yeah, it's been really fun to kick it off the ground and get it going. And we've got a decent membership already, so that makes us happy. And just to be doing it together is, I think, a blessing, to get to be working together and sharing that, and sharing that space. So yeah, so I'm super excited about that.
I'm so excited for you. It's like a treasure trove, everything that is offered in SheEO. Just
Yeah.
saying.
Yes, yes, yes. And I have to say, it's kind of funny because I feel like now that Jen B and I spend all our time together, bees are everywhere with me. Like, whether it's the bees in the garden literally coming and hanging out with me, or like the other day, I was working on a talk and I decided that it needs to be surrounded by the Let It Be song by the Beatles. So, yep.
Yeah, all the
I
things.
almost wrote it BEE instead of BE because she's brainwashed me.
She's in your head.
She is. She
That's good.
is. So, oracle cards.
Oracle cards. Yes. Do you want to draw first? Because I have not drawn one and I need to ask for guidance. So, pick
So,
one.
mine is clairvoyance, and it is Archangel Raziel. I am helping your spiritual sight to awaken fully so you can clearly see heavenly love. Your clairvoyance may come in different forms, as fleeting mental images in your mind's eye, as dreams, as recurring sights in the physical world, or as auras and energies, or as apparition experiences. All of these facets of clairvoyance are beautiful and varied. Enjoy and trust them. Hold the intention of seeing only love, and that is what you'll see when working with Archangel Raziel. His aura holds all the colors of the rainbow, like a beautiful prism of light. Working with clear quartz crystals magnifies clairvoyance and helps you feel closer to Raziel.
Mm,
Hmm.
very nice.
Yes, it's
So,
interesting. I like that his aura is the rainbow. I
love that about him.
I kind of I'm like, I feel like I maybe need to share that card with Gabriel, because if you well, now he says red is his favorite color, but for years he said rainbow was his favorite color. And yeah.
That makes so much sense.
Yeah.
So much sense for Gabriel. Mhm. Rainbow's his favorite color. Cool.
Yeah.
So, my card. I might have looked a little puzzled because the first card I pulled, I got a yes, this is your card. I'm like, but this was last week's. This is your card. Are you sure? Yes, this is your card. I tested it a couple. Yeah, okay, fine. It's my card. Choose peace.
Choose peace.
What I got last week too. Enjoying routine activities can be a way to achieve mental sanctuary. People have different activities that help them feel calm. It's time to discover the path to your inner peace. Practice settling your mind and disconnecting from chaos and endless mental chatter to help you feel centered. Any chore, from washing dishes to sweeping the floor, can become a peaceful and meditative ritual. Calming activities most often bring peace-filled results into your life. You might find a book you have been wanting to read. So funny, the books come up because of the conversation we had before that was not recorded. Or listen to ocean sounds. Mindy's going to be doing that soon. Or birds twittering, whatever brings calm to your thoughts. Worry and stress can disrupt your peacefulness and stop you from finding harmony. It isn't easy to comprehend that you can influence your feelings and reactions. You may have become frustrated or anxious. Neutralize these stressors by confronting your feelings, choosing to shift them, and relaxing into a place of tranquility. Okay, I know why I got this card. Just to say, hey, Wendy, remember where you were last week? You know where you are now? Much better. That's why I got this card again. Thank you. Okay, so this says a woman reaches through the flow of water toward an attainable light. Achieving peace takes awareness and work. This image represents the Hawaiian goddess Uli. Uli is the goddess of sorcery, magic, and mystery. Additionally, Uli is connected to the healing found through being in nature. She may be the sister or wife of the underworld god Mauna, M-A-U, whatever, or the god of the heavens Wakea, and sometimes of the knowledgeable god Lono. The maiden Hayaka prayed to Uli to bring her to ask her to bring her love, Loahu, the Kauai. My gosh.
Just skip the names and read the sentences.
Man. Okay. So Uli is the Hawaiian mother of creation. When acknowledged in this role, she is the wife of the god of the create Cain. She may be referred to as the goddess of the sun. She uses her ability to see into people's hearts to help them return to a state of peacefulness. Okay. All the Hawaiian words just had me like, really? Come on.
It's like when I read from the deck of the like trees,
Yeah.
I'm always like, bleh, bleh, bleh.
What are you doing to me? My.
So, well, that's good that it is reiterating that you are on the right path versus slamming it in your head. Peace, child, peace.
Yeah, I'm there. I am much more peaceful than I was last week. So yay.
Good, good. All right. And are you pulling a card for Miss Mindy?
Yeah, am I pulling a card for Mindy? Who do you want to pull a card for you, Mindy? Me or Stephanie?
I think she was drawn to the Aloha ones, right?
I don't. What would Stephanie? Wasn't there one a message from something about?
Do you want me to read that one for you?
Yeah, let's do that one.
Okay. All right. Because she definitely wants to cry. No.
I'm intrigued. Like there's a reason that you pulled that, right?
This one, it popped out of the deck while I was shuffling. And so I asked if it was for you, and it said yes. So, hello from heaven. And this is Archangel Azrael. And your loved ones in heaven are doing fine. Let go of worries and feel their loving blessings. Your loved ones aren't far away. In fact, they're quite near. In quiet moments, you can feel their presence. These really are true visitations, and I ask you to trust your intuition. You may notice dream visits from deceased loved ones. Know that your loved ones are happy, free of suffering, and want the same for you. Your loved ones want to work with your guardian angels to help you be peaceful, and so watch for signs from heaven. Working with Azrael is known as the angel of death, since his primary role is to help people cross over to heaven at the time of their physical death. Far from being a morbid role, Azrael surrounds the newly crossed over souls with loving light to make the experience uplifting and comforting. Azrael helps deceased loved ones make contact with their living family members and friends. You can ask Azrael to bring you a message or a dream visitation from your loved ones in heaven.
I love that. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Resonates. Resonates with my, when you pulled that, I was just like, oh my gosh, that's I lost my dad. He was fairly young, and I was very close to him. So, yeah.
Cool. Well, I'm glad that we get to help you today.
Yeah.
Wow. And now he's your ancestor guiding you, and he's always there with you. And
He always is. He always is. I have a I'm pointing over here because it's in my office here. I created a canvas, and it said, when you get bucked off, get up, get back on, sing in church. God doesn't care if you can carry a tune. A hard work never hurt anybody. And it said, my dad, my hero. Yeah.
Nice.
So how interesting that came up. Thank you for sharing that.
You are so welcome. You're so welcome. And
Yeah.
I ask, is your seahorse a glowing light, or is he just glowing magically?
It is a glowing light. I got him in, and I don't know why I say him and not her, but for me, it's a him.
It's a him.
Haven't named him yet. Got him in several years ago when I went to Maui for a trip, and we did a blown glass class. And as I was checking out, I looked over, and he was sitting on a shelf, like towards the back, sitting there. And I have never invested a whole lot in art and that kind of thing. So he very much is an investment for me, but I just, I had to bring him home. And I'm so glad I did, because then Maui, Lahaina had the big fire and everything burnt, you know what I mean? And so, I feel like I got to bring him home.
That's fantastic.
Yeah.
I got to show you. This is what we got in Maui.
Oh, I love that.
And had to bring him home.
Yep. He's so cute.
Yertle the turtle.
Yertle. See, I need to name mine. Gave me something to do this week. That's going to be my
homework.
my homework.
All right. Well, should I, Steph, introduce Miss Mindy? Okay, good. We are so excited. We are beyond excited to finally have Mindy Van Vleet join us on Smiling Souls. Mindy is passionate. I am talking Italian here. No.
Is passionate.
Okay. Mindy is passionate about turning connections into lasting relationships. As a speaker, regional director with Polka Dot Powerhouse, and creator of the follow-up framework and mastery program, she helps leaders and entrepreneurs master the art of consistent follow-up so opportunities are not lost. Through her leadership and programs, Mindy equips people with tools, accountability, and strategies to connect authentically, lead confidently, and follow up with purpose. She believes that most opportunities aren't lost at the first hello. They're lost in the follow-up that never happens. And today she'll be sharing the power of the 3 C's: connection, collaboration, and celebration. Welcome to Smiling Souls, Mindy.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
You're so welcome.
So, give us a little background on like Mindy. Who are you? Where are you from? What's your background? Because we know you presently, but it'd be cool
to know me in the front, the background. I was born in Visalia, California. Lived my entire up until 6.5 years ago. I was a California girl and never lived outside of a 35-mile radius. I am the oldest of three. I have a middle sister who's a middle child, and then a younger brother. I am a mom, a wife. I have a 35-year career in the business in the beauty industry until 6 years ago when I moved here to Idaho. So I would say that being in that industry, I became a really good listener. And one of the reasons is because, number one, I couldn't imagine hearing myself tell the same story every hour when in the salon world. I worked long hours. I'd work 7 to 7, 4 days a week. And it was always my intention when someone would walk in the door, my client would walk in, I wanted that hour or 2 hours to be about them, and I didn't want to have to share my story 12 hours a day. I'm not the entertainer. I'm not that's my sister Melanie. She was the entertainer. I'm the back person in the back, right? Cheering everyone on, rallying the troops, right? Mentoring, doing those sorts of things. So yeah, it was always my intention. Like, I wanted that person when they walked in the door, I could tell if they have had a bad day. I wanted it to be about them. And so when they walked out the door, they felt way better than when they walked in. So I always said, you know, what I should have been was a therapist. I should have been, right, that coach, whatever that would be. And so, yeah, I just got to use my creativity. Luckily, I was very good at what I did, but that really was the side. However, we talked about this earlier when we were talking about reading. One thing I do believe in is that as an entrepreneur, I think it's important that, and it's not about fixing ourselves, but I think continued education is important, to be always learning, because the world changes, right? World is constantly changing. So I believe that it's important to consistently, it's okay to be learning. Not that nothing's, I often think I don't need to fix myself, but I do need to stay with the times, right? Constantly learning.
Absolutely.
Anyway.
That makes sense.
And I think kind of going back to our conversation of books, I think for me, it's like, I am totally a learner. It's one of my high characteristics, but yeah, it's like, I just learn. I like to, like,
but you also need some downtime, right? So we were talking about that book conversation.
Like, I need that brain break of like, I just want to read a story.
That's your creative in you, though, right?
Yep, exactly. I want to be taken somewhere else.
Yeah. So that's we moved from California to Idaho. My husband had a job opportunity, and part of the deal is that I was not going to come here and try to build a clientele again. I was ready to retire from the beauty industry. I did product knowledge, product distribution. I worked with a chemist and he developed a product, so I was distribution with that. And I was just kind of ready for a change, ready for something different. It was hard working in the salons, hard on your body. And I was just ready for a change. And the opportunity. And at that same time, I had an opportunity to step into a regional position with Polka Dot as well. So,
so cool.
Like, everything aligned for you at that time.
It did align. It really did. And then COVID happened.
And then COVID happened.
Right? I came here moved, and 2 months later, then I was so excited to be moving, coming to a new area. I was going to meet people. I'm very much a people person. I was going to get out and about and meet, and then COVID happened. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
But I believe there was a silver lining to that, because
Yeah.
it also allowed me time that I needed to realign. And there were
Mhm.
some hard times, like it wasn't like, oh, okay, I'm going to push pause and I'm going to like, no, there was a lot of turmoil during that time that I
Mhm.
went through, but then it forced me to realign, right?
Yeah, exactly. So, have you enjoyed being in in Idaho? Or like, because it's got to be such a shift from, all those years of always living in a certain area of California.
5 mile radius, right?
It was it has been very difficult.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Again, I was very involved with the community, very involved with nonprofit. I just had that community, right? It was a community and it came here, and then COVID happened, and so I really
Right.
dove into the community with Polka Dot. And if it
Mhm.
weren't for that, I would be in a very different place. That
Right.
Treasure Valley chapter is over an hour away from where I'm at. I would go there, but so I went to online community, kind of
Yeah.
became a little bit of like in my house, right? I was totally fine.
Right.
Didn't realize that one day my husband came home and he was like, well, went to the barber, and he came home and he's like, well, they know we're new into town. I'm like, what are you talking about? He was like, yeah, I was at the barber shop and somebody saw us at the grocery store, whatever. I'm like, so you mean I had like newbie written across my head? Because we moved to a very small town in Idaho, very small. And Idaho has exploded.
Yes.
And for those individuals, the longtime Idaho people, they do not welcome California people. So one of the first things that we did when we moved here was we went to and changed our license plate. Well, funny
Yeah.
story, because we didn't right? We wanted to put the Idaho. I
Yeah.
actually got pulled over on my way to DMV
Oh no.
to change get my license plate
Of course.
changed.
Oh my gosh.
Small town mindset, it's
Yep.
been really hard,
Yeah.
Oh,
very hard. Which, yeah, I'm just
Yeah.
gonna say
Yeah.
again, God put me in this place for a reason. I'm
right.
supposed to, what am I learning from this situation? And it
Mm.
makes me stronger and wiser.
Yes, exactly.
Dang, that's good. Well,
Mm-hmm.
and so you talked about mindset,
Mhm.
Mindy, and then you talked about leaving the salon world. Can you tell us about leaving the salon world and white space?
Mhm. So in my career, it was always my calendar. I did have control of my calendar, my off times, but that white space in my day that had committed to being in the salon, it was always my goal to fill that up. Like, and I love strategy, so I was in charge of my own calendar. I wanted to make sure I'm very strategic in filling that up. And if I had a wait list of clients that wanted in, and I knew who I would put in if somebody canceled, all the things. And then I retired, and then I became that mentor, and my calendar all of a sudden was open
Mm-hmm.
through COVID, right? And my calendar was open, and people needed guidance, needed all the things. And I just put it out there willy nilly to everyone. So to the point that I almost burned out, like completely, because I am from a service industry, servant heart. So I was mentoring and making sure that everyone felt heard, validated, they mattered, right? All the things. But it exploded on me to the fact, like, I almost burned out, and I needed to get some guidance and someone to really help me again find that alignment, right? Get back in alignment, and to learn to do some time blocking. It's okay if I do set up my schedule, my connect links for 3 hours a day versus 8 hours a day, right? So,
Yep.
yeah,
Mhm.
that was so now I welcome white space on my calendar. I don't fill my days with I value white space where before that was a mind shift, right? It was a big mind shift that I hadn't even thought about until
Yep.
it happened. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I completely understand that. I think especially when we were in COVID, it's like because at that time was when I started to open my calendar to have clients, but I was new to Polka Dot at that point. So it was like, yeah, I want to connect with people. And so, but it was all over the place. It's like one call would be a connect, and then the next one would be somebody who wants to talk about their skin, and another. I was just like, what am I doing?
Yeah.
Right.
Same.
Then I
And
like flip back so much that now I'm like, especially if I'm gonna connect with somebody from like the West Coast, I'll say, okay, here's my calendar link. If you don't see a time that works for you, let me know. We can fit you in somewhere else, like because it's like either all mornings or evening,
yeah.
and so it's so funny because yeah, I'm like, we can fit.
Well,
I just don't
yeah,
want.
and I've learned, so I have my calendar schedule, right? And I have those blocks for those connects. And I'm like you, if you don't see anything on mine that
Mhm.
works with your schedule, send me yours because
Right.
then that gives me I don't have to go back and forth. I don't have
Right.
to like I'm managing my time in a better way. And then I get to choose
Mhm.
where I'm going to fill
That's
in a
it.
white space if I choose to do, right?
Right.
Yes.
Exactly. Exactly. It's all that.
Okay. Have we all joined dots at the same time? Because I joined June of 2019.
No, Mindy would have been in.
I joined back in 2014.
2004. Really?
Yeah, I actually launched the first chapter in California and on the West Coast.
And then you moved to
And then I
Idaho.
moved to Idaho 6 years ago.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. And Steph,
It's funny, like hearing your story. I was like, okay, because
right.
when I first started,
When did you start Polka Dot, Steph?
for 2019, um,
Oh, for heaven's sake. Okay,
so
sorry.
I literally joined in December, went to like two meetings, and then um 3 meetings, and then the world closed. But yeah, like
Right.
I couldn't figure out where exactly Mindy lived because she was very engaged with California, and so I was like, maybe she's just a very hands-on regional manager. I don't know.
You were everywhere. And I was one of those people that took up space on your calendar. I had just become a dot and we connected. And I remember this conversation. I didn't know what I was going to do. I was majorly in transition during COVID. And you asked me a question. You were like, well, Wendy, what do you want to do with your life? And I'm like, shit, I don't know. But that's a good question. But like you asked it because I thought I knew what I wanted to do. And you really talking about the guidance that you give and the work that you do now and shifting into that. And I kind of feel like, what do you do now? Because we talked about relationships and connections and turning those connections into relationships. So how do you do that magic?
How do I do that magic? Well, I as far as being a very big part in Polka Dot as that regional, but in addition to that, I actually do have a business on the side that I do, and I've got something new that I'm just getting ready to launch, and it is a follow-up framework mastery program. So when I am talking to individuals, most of the time entrepreneurs, business owners, they have a challenge with follow up. Like I would love to master follow up. Follow up, excuse my language, follow up sucks. Like, right? I suck at that. And like, it really is taking those conversations, those connections, and how can you make that like deepen the relationship so that it's not especially if it's a business, it's not just transactional, right? So how can you do that in that follow-up? And I work with a platform that is where you can do automation, send out a postcard or a 2-panel card or whatever that is. You can do automations based on whatever if you're a coach, if you want to send something out to build those relationships with your clients. So with the framework program, it is not just about signing up for a program. It's like, what are the things? I'm a big tools person. I believe in having a really strong toolbox. Like, and I take that back to my days in the salon. Like first of all, you need to be organized, right? Your station, you need to be clean. Everything needs to be, and you need to have your products that you use day to day, right? That you know how to use. So that's where the framework program came in, because I think it's important to it's not just about sending an automation. Like, I think it was great to meet you, where somebody either receives a text message or something in the mail, a card that is about, it's a thank you, but it feels generic. Like, I'm all about being authentic. I want to make sure that I include the first name. I want to add something in. What was our discussion about? And again, that comes back from my days in the salon. When I would have that client would walk in, I would remember what we talked about the last time, and we'd pick up from there, right?
Yeah.
So it's about adding those personal touches is so important in a follow-up, whether it's a text message, whether it's you're sending a card, whether it's a Facebook whatever that is. But you have to have systems in place to be able to do that, because as you are expanding your connections, like, how are you tracking those? What what are those reminders? So you do need automations in place, but how can you take those automations and put some personal touches in? I don't know, we all receive like the text messages, the reminders. Those are great, but what do you do after the connect, right? What do you do after that? So that's always important. So I've got the framework program. It's a 12-week program, and I'm really excited to that accountability piece, right? So that at the end of that 12 weeks, you've got all the tools in place to go out and have mastered your follow-up.
That is amazing. And we are going to include a link where people can find this information. And, if it sounds interesting to you, sign up, because Mindy is top notch. You can see she knows her stuff. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited for you. This makes so much sense to organically and authentically, heart-centered, create relationships through those connections. And what's not being said, I'm just going to throw it on the table. As an entrepreneur, as a businesswoman, I can see how this building those relationships and connections organically and authentically leads to business.
Referrals, right? Because if you could stay top of mind in a true, authentic way, the things that you send are not always about the sale. It's about the relationship. It's about the education piece. That you're going to get a referral, right? It's so much easier to do business with people we know, like, trust, and it's easy to give those referrals for those. So yeah, you could tell it's my passion.
I can tell it's your passion. And I love how your past life as a hairstylist, and you remembering when that person walks in the door, and what you talked about last time, I love how that's carried over into your present.
Yeah. Yep. I say it was my training ground, right?
Yeah.
I trained to do that, right? Now stepping in.
Yeah, I know. I think it's funny how that happens, to the outsider, you'd look at it and go, "Oh, it's so different. Like, what made you change?" But like when I stopped working in running a cafe, I took a desk job for a little while, and when I interviewed, they were like, "You've never done this kind of work, like blah blah blah. What makes you qualified?" And I was like, "I have done customer service my entire life since I was like 12, like starting with my paper route to go to this.
Customer service is so important. And I do believe it is something that can be learned if you are open to it, right?
Mhm.
It is very definitely some, and we've just become a world of automation. And I believe automation is important. I 100% believe in automation, but I also feel like we need to add that personal touch and the authenticity, like
Yes.
that piece to
Yes.
automation.
Mm.
So we're
It can
not
be a
just a
both
bunch of
and.
robots, right? We
Yeah.
don't need to be a bunch of robots,
No, definitely not.
No to the robots. Yes to
Right.
automation and yes to adding the human touch. Both and.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
So, in life, what's been your biggest inspiration?
Oh, I think as I have gone through each season of life, community is important. Having a community to fall back on of often, like I want to be surrounded with like-minded. So obviously we've talked about Polka Dot a lot, and I think each woman that I've come in contact, right, that is, and I think I'm doing I'm getting, you know me, I'm doing some book study. I am that learner. I like to invest in learning. And I was a people pleaser. Like I am that, knowing that that's my saboteur. So I'm doing a book study right now, book club on the book Positive Intelligence, and knowing where your saboteurs, what they are, and how to strengthen the sage in that, because my number one was people pleaser, and I know when I come back to feeling that awareness piece is so important, right?
Yes.
And it's okay, that's part of my DNA. That's what makes me, it's not wrong that I'm a people pleaser, because that's who I am, but I don't need to spend 100% of my time in that. I don't need to spend 50% of my time in the being a people pleaser. It's
Yeah.
okay to make people happy as
Yep.
long as it's not taking away from me.
Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely. I was on a call the other day where we were joking about doing our introductions that way, where we were like, "Hi, I'm Stephanie. I'm a recovering, perfectionist or people."
That's brilliant because we all have them.
Yeah,
We do. And knowing that, right? That awareness piece.
Yes.
And when is that coming? Like if you're feeling frustrated or there's conflict, like being aware of that and doing so. Yeah.
Yes.
So I'm pretty excited. That's my I love this book. Absolutely love it.
What book are you guys doing?
It's Positive Intelligence by what is his name? Shirzad Shamin. Talk about, you're going to make me pronounce a name. Anyway.
I started off with the Hawaiian name. Sorry.
Yeah, right? It's a theme today.
Exactly. I love that. And what was it like shifting from, I mean, being a stylist, yeah, or in the beauty industry, it's like you are a therapist no matter what, but you're also you are a mentor, like especially where you were training on things, so you got to that level, but now you have this mentor role of both in polka dots but in your business, of helping mentor people. What was that shift like? Was it just a seamless process? Is it just Mindy, or was there a shift in it?
There was a shift, and it was the salon, the last salon that I was at. The building was a beautiful building with all glass windows, and I loved my clientele. Don't get me wrong, and I loved what I did, but I always felt in my heart that there was more. Like, what's next? There's something more. That abundance mindset. I love people, and I was that individual that I didn't have an assistant, so I was hands on with that client every hour, right? I when I left the salon, and it's funny because my oldest daughter, Ricky, was pregnant, and she had told me that she had asked me, Mom, can you come stay with me when I have the baby? She moved to Colorado. And I said, absolutely. And the shift when I left that salon, it was like within 12 hours, I packed my stuff up. I left, like, and I went with my daughter and stayed with her for a month. And it was a freeing, like, like how you describe that the glass ceiling that you like, if you want to like expand, you keep hitting that. And it was almost like that. Like I stepped out.
Mm-hmm.
It almost makes me cry right now. Stepping, like I realized like I stepped, I didn't know what I was going to do. I didn't know where it was going to go, but I knew that. And I realized there was a whole big world out there.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Cool. I love that. And I love that you had that time to be there for your sister, I mean, your daughter, and help.
Yeah, I took a walk. She lived out in the country and in Colorado, and it was just, and again, that was that real, I remember those walks, walking and really like grounding myself and realizing, okay, this is what's next, right? This is what's next. So yeah, I feel fortunate, very fortunate that I was, that it's a process, right? And I say that, Stephanie, from when we were doing our mastermind stuff, it was trust the process. I truly believe you've got to trust the process, right? And be in it's okay to be in the ick and the like where the wheel is not, it's like the crunchy part. It's okay to sit in that for a little bit and then find that clarity. Clarity is important, and to trust the process, trust your gut, trust the process, and know that there's more. That's an abundance mindset that
It is. Yes. And I think having those, mentors like yourself, but also just community, like you were saying, just having community to help you through it. Wendy and I would not be here if we didn't have each other,
You're gonna make me cry. God.
And what an amazing thing, right? When that connection, right? When you are, yeah.
Oh my gosh, yeah. We for sure would not be here. Stephanie and I would not be here without Polka Dot, without knowing
and
Mindy.
either of our businesses would probably not be here either.
That's true.
Because we were both so like in the muck. We were in that very like, oh,
we were in the uncomfortableness. We were in it.
Yeah.
And we found our way out.
Yep.
Yay. Yeah. Okay, speaking of uncomfortable. Mindy, can you tell us about you having to put your life on hold to go do all the things for your mom?
Yes. My mom was in an accident. It was a year ago in May, and I was actually in Colorado at my daughter's. I'll never forget. I was going to be in a piano recital with my granddaughter, and we were practicing, and I saw a phone number come up on my phone, and I didn't know it, and I'm like, I'm going to be here. I'm going to be present here, and I'm not taking that call. And then 10 minutes later, my brother called. And it was my mom's life alert. That was the number that had come in. My mom had been in a really bad car accident. She fractured C2, C5. And so I went to California, and she was obviously in the hospital and then in rehab. And I pretty much put my life on hold and moved. I was in California for 3 months while she was in rehab and getting her in assisted living. It's amazing how, and I say this all the time, when situations happen, like I think why is this happening?
Mm-hmm.
And what am I supposed to learn from this? How am I supposed to grow from this? So, putting my life on hold for 3 months, my mom and I were not very close. And I think that that was God's way of bringing me, allowing me to forgive her
Mm-hmm.
and to support her. But it was that forgiveness piece. And I'm very happy that I was able to do that. And I'm happy that my husband is amazing, that he was like, no questions asked. I was in a situation that I work from, I'm virtual. So it's
Right.
not like, I mean, everything happens for a reason and at exactly the time that it's supposed to happen. So
Right.
my mom is in a good place now. She's it was hairy for a while, but we had to clean her house out, like all the things, right, that we weren't prepared to do, but that you just have to do. You have to, just like when COVID happened, right? We all had to pivot, and this was another situation. And I just say, when these kinds of things happen, I believe that they happen for a reason, and therefore that I can grow. Like there was something, yeah, I came out of that being stronger and wiser in all
Yeah.
areas, because just senior care, caring for parents, like it's not like what is going to be the best situation, where do you go, and to advocate, you have to advocate for yourself and find the people. And again, Polka Dot Molly Noter came like the angel that came out, that
She is an
completely
angel.
just right.
Yes.
She spent 2 hours just on Zoom with my brother and I to make sure we had, and luckily my mom had a trust and things in place.
Right.
And yeah, so yeah, everything happens for a reason, for sure.
Oh my gosh. I feel like that's the target. That's where we should wrap things up. Everything happens for a reason.
Mhm.
Trust the process.
Exactly. Yes. That is the phrase I used to hear from you all the time.
Wow. Mindy,
Thank you.
thank you
Thank
so
you,
much.
ladies. It was a
Yeah.
pleasure. It was an
Awesome.
honor. I
Mm-hmm.
appreciate you.
Likewise.
All right. So we want to share real fast about our newest sponsor. Yeah. We got to work with Anahita, and she helped us build our website, which is up and running, guys. So if you go to
Goodness.
smilingsoulspodcast.com, you can actually check us out.
You
And
can.
thank you to Anahita, who, God, Wendy, tell them about Anahita and our experience. Like,
I mean, askanahita.com. Just had to
yeah,
put that out there.
Yeah.
She's brilliant. Website design is not in me and Steph's wheelhouse, nor should it be, right? Stay in your lane. And we knew this, and we knew Anahita, and she very willingly said, yes, I will help you. She spent 3 hours.
Probably 3 hours. It was a good 2-hour meeting where we discussed everything. Like the things, like I had already built a basic website, and
You did a great job, Steph. Go you.
tweak it and, help us make it better, make it more useful. And she gave her insights on that. She gave us insights on things we should do of how we're posting the things on YouTube, and how to increase our searchability and things like that.
SEO and oh my gosh. And she made it easy.
She did. She made it easy, fun, helpful, amazing. And then she recorded the thing and gave us notes, and so that now Wendy can just go, doot, 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 I'm doing the thing.
I'm just looking back and going, oh, okay, I do this and I do this and I do this. And it's easy breezy. And this is what Anahita wants to offer you. Come to find out, this is her systems and strategy call, right? She's got 20 years of experience. And this is a focused 2-hour one-to-one session. And it's designed to assess your business, not just your website. This is just a common thing in this podcast. Wendy can't talk. The website and to ensure that your website and your systems and your SEO perfectly align so you can be found online. And then Anahita maps out a custom plan. We got the mind map from her, not mind map, website map, whatever, that thing.
Call the mind map.
And so basically, bottom line, you can stop hustling. Who wants to stop hustling? Yes, thank you very much. And start growing. So visit Anahita. You'll find her information on the website that she's helping us build, askanahita.com. That is her website. Go find her. She's amazing.
She is amazing. And she will guide you the way she guided us, or she can do it for you. You know, it's she goes kind of all the different levels. So you have a consult with her and figure out what works best for you. She's incredible. So
Indeed.
thank you again, Mindy, for being
Thank
our
you
guest.
so much.
Such an incredible conversation. It was beautiful to see your face, and we're so happy to have you here.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. All right. Have a great day. We'll see you next time.
See you next time.